Do you want your players to be wide open out of the bunch formation? Well, I've got you covered. Hey Coach Mackey here, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time visiting my channel, welcome. And let me tell you what this channel is all about. We talk about the spread offense, passing schemes, running schemes, tempo, any and everything that has to deal with the spread offense. So if you're interested in that and you want to learn from this great community, hit that subscribe button down below and then hit that bell notification. It's either over there or over there to let you know when I post a new video. Now, if you've been following me, I love bunch and stack formations because defenses really don't know what to do when they face them because they're not used to seeing them. They just see it as a gimmick. And I believe that you need to, as offensive coaches, use more bunches and stacks to get easy yards, to confuse the defense, and to make things simple for your guys. So in today's video, I'm going over how you can use the mesh concept with the 3x1 bunch and how it really opens up your players to make it easy for your quarterback. Now, if you want to learn more about the air raid offense or the spread offense in general, if you want to join a great 176 coaching community, have access to online courses, to quick win videos, to practice scripts, to a private forum where other coaches are telling their secrets, then you need to become a member of the Ron Mackey football coaching community. You can do that by clicking the link down below in the description, but you need to hurry because at the end of March, we're closing off the membership and getting ready for spring ball. Now, let's get into today's video. Now, I'm going to go over how I run the mesh concept from a 3x1 bunch. Remember, I use the How Mummy version of it because it's consistent for my quarterback. He doesn't have to think. He knows the progressions regardless of the formation, and that's something really nice you need to have. Now, if you're watching this, it sounds good, you're getting stuff out of it, please give me a thumbs up or a heart. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and bring a coach in and let's start a dialogue because I really want to know what is going on with y'all. Do you use bunch? What do you like out of bunch? Are you going to incorporate bunch and everything like that? So looking at the diagram, I have drawn it up more for the left side. We're on the hash. A lot of y'all have asked me if the ball's in the middle of the field, what do you like to do? Usually when we're in our offense, when we're in the middle of the field, we're in two formations, either 2x2 or green-blue, which is the two-back with push motion, because that's a balance to me. I don't like being in 3x1 in the middle of the field because I'm weird and I just like 2x2. When I'm on a hash, then I'll go 3x1, and that's usually when I'll run this version of mesh. If you've seen my other videos, you will know mesh to me is why always has the mesh. So he's going no deeper than 6 yards, meshing over the ball. The L in this case is doing the same thing. He's coming from left to right, and I actually make them slap hands because they need to. You need to reinforce, hey, there should be no space. Remember, the mesh is like a pick route kinda, and I know a lot of coaches don't like it to run the concept when it's zone, but they like running it against man. You can run it against zone or man as long as you get close and you actually slap hands. I know you've seen it in games sometimes where guys run around and they slap hands. That's why, because you want no space. Then, real quick, I'll just let you know, the Y, he's looking for the linebacker opposite him on the other side of the ball. If that linebacker is dropping, then he stops. So he's going, slap hands. He sees this linebacker right here expand to cover the flats, then he's sitting down. If he sees that this linebacker is chasing the L, then he will bend it up the hash, slight bend, looking to catch the ball over his left shoulder. The L, he is slapping hands, and then he is looking for the linebacker, the first guy standing up on the other side of the ball. That's who he's keying. If he is dropping back, then after he slaps hands, the L is going to sit there in the grass. If he sees this linebacker chasing the Y, then he is going to turn it up, slight upfield action to catch the ball over his right shoulder. And this is the beautiful thing. He is catching it over his right shoulder all the time. 2x2, 3x1, two back. You're just repping it over and over again. And Coach Mummy only runs it to this side. He never flips it to the left side and has the R run the mesh and the L run the post or the corner. He only runs it one way so his kids can get great at it. He'll give some window dressing and everything like that, but he wants his guys, especially on this concept, to just do what they have to do. He always wants the R to run the post, the corner, the out. He always wants the Y to run the mesh going from right to left. He always wants the L running the mesh from left to right. And he wants the F in the flats, always, regardless of where he's at. And like I said, he has the R running either a 10-yard out, a 10-yard corner, or a 10-yard post. He has the quarterback makes that decision, signals it to the R. The R has no say in this. The R does not get a chance to tell the quarterback what he want to run because the R will be indecisive. And remember, it's the quarterback who has to throw the ball, not the R. So the quarterback looks at the coverage, looks at the shell. Like right now, he should have been signaling the way I've drawn this up, a post. He signals the post, and off they go. The F is going to the flat. In this form, you can do one of two things. You can have the tailback check or just normal block, or he can check and then release. It's up to you, whatever you want. Me personally, when I'm in this type of stuff, I like to run it with him just blocking because I like a 6-man protection. And what is the protection? Remember from yesterday's video, the last video, it's half slide. That's it. You don't have to get as complicated as the Twitter gurus say you have to. It's just a half slide. You got 6 for 6. Quarterback's responsible for the 7th. Really simple. What's the progression? Well, it's R first, then the F, first mesh, second mesh, and then if nothing's open and you haven't linked the tailback, then the quarterback better get what he can and then get down. So that is how you run it this way. And honestly, this is what most teams do. They will post this linebacker right here over the Y. That is a great thing. That is what I like to do because what's going to happen is he is going to put his hands on this Y. So now he has taken himself out of the play. And where's the quarterback looking? From the R to the F. So the corner, out, or post to the flat. And that puts a lot of stress on this cornerback. Because I promise you, we've seen this over and over again. That R takes a vertical release. That corner is going to go with him. And then what is the quarterback's second progression? To the F. There's no one in the flats, and he's just going to dump it out there. And it's a 1 to 2 yard throw that you're getting the ball to your F, which is our really freaking fast guy. And now he can do what he does in space, one-on-one, get what you can, get out of bounds, let's live the play another day. Or, coach, what happens if they spin down into, they really can't, into man-to-man. So if you got a backer here, you got a guy over the F, and then you got a guy over the R like that, well, then what's going to happen? You've got a one-on-one situation, and you still go through your same progression of R to F to Y. And I promise you, a lot of teams, unless they major in man-to-man, this is how high school teams, I know it's different in Texas, but where I'm at, this is how high school teams play man-to-man. You're my man, I'm going at you wherever it is. So I don't care where you go, I am following you. They don't play banjo, they don't play outside, inside, anything like that. It is, you're my man, I'm playing you, kind of like street ball man-to-man. If that's the case, again, look at the F. You have a guy, it's almost like a natural 2-player pick to your fast guy right there. So don't be afraid of if they go man-to-man. Keep the same progressions that you will, and you will get great at this, I promise. The second thing I like about running mesh from the bunch formation is when you call the wheel. And what I mean by that is it only changes up one player. It changes up the R and the F. So that's 2. I can't count. One of my math teacher. So you've got, you can call this early. You can call this trio right. You can call this tray, whatever it is, bunch. F wheel. And what the F knows, when they hear F wheel, that tells the R and the F, okay, we're doing something different. The R now has a mandatory post, and the F is wheeling. And here's the key coaching point. You have to teach him to make it look like his normal flat route for at least 3 steps. 3 steps, and then he's wheeling up. Because if he goes straight to the wheel, that's not going to confuse the defense. But if he's running to the flat like he normally does on every mesh play, he looks over his right shoulder for 3 steps, and then he wheels it up. He is going to be wide open, I promise you. And when we tag this, we're kind of telling the quarterback, hey, listen, this is a shot play. So we want to go post. If the post is not wide open, to wheel. And then if you we kind of want to stare down that wheel a little bit because we've called this, since we are better than the players, we study more film than the players, we understand defensive structures better than the players. We call this when we know we're going to get a shot. And we kind of want to stare down that wheel. We want to, maybe 2 hitches, see if it's open. If not, then find your mesh. But every time in our system I tag a play, I kind of want the quarterback to go there. I'm telling the quarterback, hey, forget your other progressions. I want you to take a shot. If it doesn't work out, I will take responsibility for it, not you. If it does work out, we're going to be running down the field for either a huge gain or a touchdown. So this is just mesh wheel. Really simple. The last thing I like, and this is something, again, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, the return tag off a mesh, which will give you something to attack, a play to use if they're trying to wall you off on the crossers. So you can use this when you've noticed that they're trying to wall off the shallow cross or when they're trying to wall off the mesh. They don't want you to get inside. They don't want you to click hands. They don't want you to do what you normally do, which is confuse them by running crossers. That is a underutilized concept in offense in high school, is the crossing routes. Then you can tag it with return. And all the return does is it tells the Y and the L, hey, right before you get to slapping hands, you are going to return to where you were. So the R either has his out, his post, or his corner. The F is running to the flat. And the Y, you are doing your normal thing, but right before you get there, you're going to bounce it right back out. You're going to return to where you're at. Same thing with the L. Right before you touch, you're going to return to where you're at. And then once you do that, you use the same rules. Is the linebacker over you now? Is there grass? Did he expand to drop back in his zone? Yes. Well, then sit down in your grass right there. Did the linebacker, did he follow you? And then once you pivot, he's on your back, then turn it up because that is man-to-man. So turn it up. Your same rules. Same thing with the L. When you do your right before you mesh and you come back, does that linebacker on your side expand, leaving you a bunch of grass? Well, then you just sit down. Did that linebacker chase you, put hands on you, and now he's on your back when you pivot out? Well, then you turn it into your man route. And right there, nothing changes for the quarterback. It is still R to F to now first mesh to second mesh. That's why I like to tell them first mesh, second mesh, and not F to Y, or not Y to L or L to Y, because then he gets confused. But if you teach it first mesh, second mesh, and notice it is from right to left, right working back to the left, he will get it. He will get comfortable. This will be a huge, huge play for you. So if y'all do anything different out of this, if you run mesh a different way from the bunch formation, or if you run it out of the stack formation or anything like that, please leave me a comment. Let me know, because spring ball is gearing up. I can't wait to start diving in to getting the playbook right and everything like that. And if you want to join an amazing coaching community of 176 coaches, you want to get access to online courses, quick win videos, scripts, practice, scheduling, all that, then you need to become a member of the Ron Mackey football coaching community. We are going to be closing it at the end of March, though, so you need to hurry up. Why are we closing it at March? Because spring ball's coming up, and we're going to gear up for April so that when May comes around, we're going to be hitting the ground running, and we're going to be scoring a lot of points. So, again, if that's something that you want to do, send a message to me on Facebook, DM me on Twitter, DM me on Instagram, or just go to ronmackeyfootball.com. And until next time, coaches, let's continue to master the spread, score points, and have fun.